Hello everyone, this is Angel Esquivel here. Welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Brand New Day, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. I had to look at it because that's a very long name, and starring Tom Holland as Spider-Man himself. So, without further ado, wait, stop right there. 91.3 of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, but the question is, why? Well, I have the answer. You have not clicked that subscribe button, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification icon up there, help me get to 3,000 subscribers, and I promise that I will keep uploading every single day, and I will make a new intro to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and back to the video. Let's get to the review. So this movie takes place after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, which, for those who are not familiar, the ending of No Way Home, basically Spider-Man, MCU Sony Spider-Man has to make a wish to Doctor Strange, saying like he should just make everyone forget about Peter Parker, that he was ever Spider-Man. So MJ and Ned literally forget that he was Spider-Man, and everyone like forgets about Peter Parker, like Peter Parker ever existed. All they know is that Spider-Man exists, but they don't know it's Peter Parker. And so now he lives alone, which now continues our main story, Spider-Man Brand New Day, where he's still Spider-Man. He has a cool new suit, which actually I actually like this suit way better than his other ones, but I'll get to that later. He's fighting crime. He's still fighting bad guys. We see like other Spider-Man villains that make it to the MCU, but they just have like a short runtime of the movie. Not really focusing on them. We also see him interacting with MJ and Ned a few times, but they don't know that he's Peter Parker. Like, they don't even know like who he is. Later on in the story, he starts developing his new powers naturally, like a spider. Like, now he starts gaining more like senses, but also kind of like hurts him at the same time. He starts gaining natural web shooters from his arms, kind of like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But it's like it does look weird where he's like trying to use them, but he's like not used to it. So he's also trying to battle, his new version of himself, while also trying to like save his old friends, and he will also get like new surprise characters along the way in the movie. This has got to be like the best Spider-Man movie I have seen in a long while. Like, comparing to like the other like Tom Holland Spider-Mans he's been in the MCU, I would say that this is probably like tied with No Way Home. And the reason why No Way Home is also good is because obviously that movie does rely on nostalgia bait, but this one alone, I'd say this one tops it a little better because it obviously just relies on its own story and not trying to use like nostalgia too much. I mean, even though it does use like side characters, but like from other Marvel characters, but which I'm not going to say. Yeah, I'll get into spoilers. It does. It actually I would say this actually is a little good. There's moments in this movie that does remind me of like of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, like on the aspect where Peter Parker lives alone, and while also trying to like save people, he has to make some tough sacrifices. The special effects are amazing. I love their performance. The performance also like not Oscar worthy. I mean, it's a superhero movie. You don't have to be a good actor to be in a superhero movie, but it does. But like, there's moments in this movie that does remind me of like the old Spider-Man movies, like when it comes to their acting, their humor. Obviously, at times they still use like the MCU type humor where they use one-liners. I'm like, and people in the theater laugh like, ha. I'm like, okay, I don't really see that's funny. The choreography is also amazing. I love their action. Okay, so I'm gonna get into spoilers. But if you don't want to be spoiled, which I recommend you don't, I suggest that you skip at this time. Without further ado, let's get to spoilers. So the obvious ones that you see are Hulk and Punisher. They make it into the movie. It's funny because with those two characters, I had a feeling that like, they weren't gonna really serve a purpose other than just cameos and nostalgia. But no, they actually do serve a purpose within the story, and also like in Spider-Man's story as well. A cameo that also makes it, but also serves in the story and not just nostalgia. It's a character named Jane, which when I did my research, I think she's like an X-Men, a mutant character from the X-Men franchise. But I mean, I didn't first know. I mean, I didn't know the full name. Like, I'm not really too familiar with like the whole mutant names other than X-Men, Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto, Mystique, Juggernaut, Deadpool. I mean, those are the only characters I know, but that's when I heard that this character also is also a mutant from the X-Men. She, they make it seem like that she's like the main villain of the story, but no, it turns out it's actually this secret government facility that made her look like a villain. But no, in fact, that the main villain is actually a guy who actually took Jane's sister and make them look like the villains. But no, Peter Parker tries to help them. There's a scene where the Punisher is like on the roof with the sniper, almost about to shoot Jane, but Peter Parker sensed it, gets her out of the way, and accidentally shoots Peter Parker, which is crazy because for a moment I was like, no freaking way. Like, I thought for a moment Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, died. I was like, no way. Like, we're not gonna see him in Doomsday? Like, oh shit. But no, luckily he does survive, so. And also what I love that what this movie did is that they brought back Hulk. Like, Savage Hulk. You know, the OG Hulk. Not this pussification version of the Hulk called Professor Hulk. What they did like in Endgame, and then they just like ran it through with like She-Hulk and the other Marvel movies. I'm like, no. Like, I feel like this version of Hulk overwhelmed the stage, and it's time that it bring back. Look, Sony did the Hulk right, and they don't even own Hulk. I hope that they bring back this Hulk in Doomsday. I mean, if I remember, I think Mark Ruffalo will be in Doomsday. If I don't remember, I gotta probably look up the casting. But yeah, I just love that they brought back this version of Hulk, the Hulk that we all love. You know, angry. You know, it's funny because after watching this, I mean, a long time ago, when I was a teenager, I used to be very like biased, entitled to like my favorite Spider-Man, like with Tobey Maguire, because that's the version I always grew up with, and I believe no other Spider-Man could be just as good or even better than this. Not that I'm saying that anything will be better than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but after watching this, you know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man's actually grown in me. I actually do like this version of Spider-Man and his suit. I actually like how his Spider-Man logo it's like a mixture between Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and got a freaking notification. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So the question is, do I recommend this? Absolutely. And I recommend you find your ticket right away because I checked all the seats for like these upcoming days, and dude, they're freaking sold out. I mean, I was lucky that I was able to get mine on Saturday, like at 11 p.m. at night, and that was like the only good showing that I got. The rest of the hours that were earlier were like already packed, and they're already sold out. So go get yours right now. Now. Like, now. So, for my final verdict for this movie, man, you know, I know it's a Spider-Man movie, and I really loved it. I mean, obviously, the little minor issues is that, you know, obviously, it does have that MCU humor time to time, but it doesn't ruin it, but it's like, it's kind of dumb at times. But it's a really great movie. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. You know what? A 9.5 out of 10. You know, this is the first time I'm putting like a 0.5, but it's a really great film. And as a Spider-Man fan, highly recommend watching this movie. Go watch it. Now. So in conclusion, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's what makes Spider-Man such a great character. You know, we all can relate to this character because even from watching the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield and even this version of Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, we notice that they all have in common, like, they have to make great sacrifices in order to save the people around them. You know, I even like with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin and the No Way Home movie, where he tells, you know, Spider-Man saying like you're always trying to find a way to like get everything right, something like that. But well, the world is like forcing you to choose. Like, I really like that line because no matter how perfectly you get things done in the world, like in the end, you're always gonna have to choose. And that's what makes Spider-Man such a great character. And I liked how he struggles, even though he has all these powers. Like, you're in the movie and you're like, come on, how can you get this wrong? But I'm like, you gotta realize in the end, he's just human with great powers and great responsibilities. That's why I love Spider-Man, and everyone can literally love Spider-Man, even from all ethnicities. Like, anyone can relate to Spider-Man. I mean, that's why they even made the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse movies. Which, then again, not really a big fan of it. I mean, never even watched the second one yet. I've seen the first one. I don't have too much memory about that. I don't know. I just don't like the animation. But what I'm trying to say is, Spider-Man's a great character, and he kind of shows us that even if we have powers, in the end, we can't get rid of our flaws. But then again, we can make up for it. Well, that's going to be today's movie review, so make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, the bell notification icon up there. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram page called Thunderstruck1810. This is Angel Esquivel here, and as always...
It's going to be my celebrity phone call. Tom Holland, man, what the fuck? Man, I don't want to talk to your bitch